Zach Grant gets an adrenaline rush from what makes some people feel sick to their stomachs.
Horror movies are considered taboo to a lot of people. It's like one notch above pornography. So to a lot of people, it's not really a common thing, and it's kind of a cult. Horror has a cult following. I'm just part of that cult. I guess it makes me feel a little weird sometimes, like, because I don't feel normal because I love this stuff. To most people, it's really strange that I do.
At the age of 24 years old, Zach collects all things horror, including movies, props, and makeup.
I'm a sick puppy.
Zach's obsession with horror began when he was only 6 years old, when he saw his first horror movie, Scream, at his next-door neighbor's house.
I was absolutely just glued to the TV screen. It was so dark. I don't really remember any of my surroundings because it was just absolutely dark as hell. So my hair was standing up all over. My heart was beating, and I didn't know what was going to happen next because I'd never seen it, so it was just really exciting.
Engrossed by horror, Zach and his friends in 9th grade reenacted moments from their favorite horror films. In one particular reenactment, they recreated a scene in which a victim has their throat slit.
It was fantasy. It was fun. It was make-believe. That's how we pretended when we were young, is cutting people's throats. It was fun. It's playing around. It was exciting. I didn't feel like, oh, this is horrible. I can't believe we're doing this. Not at all. I loved it. We all loved it. None of us felt bad. It felt right. It felt fun.
The love for horror went beyond just blood and gore. It branched into the realm of gross and disgusting. At Zach's 16th birthday party, Zach and his friends ate worms as a contest to see who would be the first to be grossed out.
Yeah, I love gross shit. I'm all about it. Grossing people out is what I live for. It's great. A bunch of my friends have eaten worms. Well, at my 16th birthday party, all my friends ate a worm. One put it on a pizza, one put it in his drink, and they were just all eating worms. We were seeing who could gross each other out and just doing gross stunts like that.
Despite Zach's love for horror, he shares at least one thing in common with those who find it repulsive. Zach can't stomach real horror. In high school art class, while working on a project with an X-Acto knife, Zach accidentally cut his wrist, spraying blood across the room.
And it slipped, stabbed me right in my wrist, right here. I still have the scar. And it must have hit a vein because as soon as I pulled out the knife, blood just went across the room and started spraying. And then I screamed. I was like, holy shit! And everyone looked at me. I felt everyone's eyes on me, and they were just seeing all the blood come out. So I grabbed it, held it, and ran over to the sink.
After school one day, while skating on a half-pipe in his backyard, Zach's friend gashed his knee when he attempted to jump from the half-pipe over to a trampoline.
It was just a nice clean chunk taken out, and you could see the bone right there. And I remember looking at it, and I almost threw up. It was so disgusting. I couldn't even believe it. And my friend was just, he didn't even want to look at it either. He was just holding it, just like, is it bad, is it bad? I was like, yeah, dude, it's really bad. And then I looked over at the half pipe, and a chunk of his meat was just chilling on the corner. Big old chunk. It was nasty.
In the same year, when Zach was 16, his older cousin, aware of Zach's love for horror, decided to show Zach a video of a real Mexican drug cartel beheading.
Well, I think the worst thing actually about the video was the sound. The sound of the chainsaw and the sound of the blood and the gurgling and just the gore sound. It was absolutely horrible. And I could hear it. I couldn't see it, but I could hear it. And I knew I didn't want to see it. It was a different kind of shock because I knew it was real. So it felt completely different than the shocks I feel when I'm watching a movie, because that's thrilling and fun for me because I know it's fantasy, but what I was seeing was a person die. If I hadn't looked away, I don't know.